Airport screeners in paradise. Why are tax dollars paying for their hotels and expenses? We go undercover tonight on the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer. Experience you can trust.
I'm Hannah Storm.
And I'm Harry Smith. Tomorrow, with home heating bills expected to increase, would you be interested in hearing about an alternative fuel? It promises to lower your oil costs and works with any furnace.
And are you a stay-at-home parent? Do you know how easy it is to start a business from your house? Find out about full-time parents earning full-time income.
That's tomorrow on The Early Show.
Both tribes are going to tribal council.
And individual immunity is on the line. Don't miss TV's #1 reality show, News Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Straight ahead on CBS 4 News at noon, a history-making tropical storm forms in the Caribbean.
That's right. Wilma is the 21st named storm of the year, tying the all-time record. We'll see if Wilma will have an impact on South Florida's weather.
An emotional farewell for a 6-year-old Cuban boy who died during a smuggling trip.
Fire rips through a high-priced home in Parkland.
Jury selection begins in the trial of a Homestead couple accused of starving their baby to death.
Senator Ted Kennedy to the rescue of 6 stuffed fishermen. Well, almost to the rescue.
And it's pandemonium at the National Zoo as a giant panda cub is finally named. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Joy Purdy. CBS 4 News at noon starts right now.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News at noon.
First at noon, the 21st tropical storm of the season forms in the Caribbean. Wilma is a history-making storm. So, where is Wilma right now, and is it going to affect South Florida in any way?
CBS 4 meteorologist Elizabeth Hart is in weather control with the new advisory and the forecast track for us. Elizabeth.
Well, good afternoon, and it does look like Wilma will have our attention for the next several days. Let's take a look over the past 12 hours at what Wilma has been doing. Situated in the Caribbean, a couple hundred miles south and east of the Cayman Islands, but it has been slowly sort of edging down to the south this morning and into the midday time. Now, you can see that there's not a real symmetrical feel to this, but the pressure has been dropping, and we do believe that Wilma is going to continue strengthening. Now, if this southward motion continues, we're going to start to feel the effects here in Central America, in Honduras and Nicaragua, and maybe even Costa Rica through the day today. But it's still a ways away. 220 miles south-southeast of Grand Cayman Island is where the storm is located. The wind's now up to 45 miles per hour. And again, that motion is to the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Pressure down to 998 from 1,000 millibars at the last advisory. So here is the forecast track, and this is a difficult one. The forecast models are kind of all over the place right now, but we do think it's going to be a slow-moving storm, and will probably just sort of meander about out here in the Caribbean through at least the end of the work week. We are getting indications, though, that Wilma is going to be emerging into the Gulf of Mexico sometime over the next several days, most likely Saturday and into Sunday, and at that point we think we could have a significant hurricane on our hands, and there is a hurricane watch in effect for the Cayman Islands in addition to a tropical storm warning. And just at the last advisory at 11 a.m., the Hurricane Center extended that tropical storm warning down to the Central American coast from Cabo Cameron in Honduras down to the Nicaraguan border. So we'll take a look at those longer-term forecasts in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Folks, your weather station's keeping a close eye on Tropical Storm Wilma. Meteorologist Brian Norcross will have the 5 p.m. advisory and new forecast track on CBS 4 News first at 5.
Family and friends of a 6-year-old boy killed during a smuggling operation from Cuba are gathering right now to say their final goodbye. CBS 4's Ileana Varela is live in Little Havana with more on this somber memorial for us. Ileana?
Yeah, very somber, very emotional, heart-wrenching church service, Elliot, led by the boy's grieving parents who not only lost their only son, they don't even know if they're going to get to stay here to visit his grave. The heavy scent of incense filled the air as heavy hearts followed the small casket into San Juan Bosco Catholic Church. 6-year-old Julian Villasusa will be laid to rest today in a land he never knew. Getting here cost him his life, cost his grieving parents their only son. The little Cuban boy drowned early Thursday when a smuggler's speedboat fleeing the U.S. Coast Guard flipped over. All 31 people on board went into the water. Julian's body was discovered beneath the overturned hull. The Cubans were less than 50 miles from freedom, but the U.S. wet foot, dry foot policy requires any Cuban intercepted at sea to be sent back. However, as a humanitarian gesture, federal authorities allowed the boys' parents to be brought to land to attend their son's funeral. It is not clear whether they will get to stay. The others on the boat, including the suspected smugglers, remain aboard a Coast Guard cutter, their fate still to be determined. Yeah, so far no charges have been filed against the smugglers. If they are, then conceivably the other people on the boat who survived might be considered material witnesses and might get to stay, but all of this a big if. I want to point out that this little boy is related to a very prominent Cuban-American family, the Gort family. Willie Gort, a city of Miami commissioner, his brother Alex, a well-known newspaper photographer. Alex is the little boy's uncle. By the way, Julian will be buried later today as soon as this church service is over at Woodland Park South Cemetery, along with many other Cubans who met the same fate at sea. In Little Havana, Ileana Varela, CBS 4 News.
Police are investigating whether several men found in Sea Ranch Lakes arrived illegally to South Florida. Authorities say they spotted a boat ashore near the 5200 block of North Ocean Drive. The men found with wet clothes are now being questioned. Police believe the men may be Haitian.
Police are investigating a brazen break-in at a Southwest Miami-Dade cell phone store. Authorities say the suspects ripped the back door right off the hinges to get into the Nextel shop near Southwest 137th Avenue and 38th Street. No word on what was taken or if there were surveillance video cameras of the crime. Now, crews battle a smoky fire at a Doral recycling plant. The fire broke out near 97th Avenue and Northwest 58th Street a little after 1 o'clock in the morning. Employees at the plant were evacuated while crews put out the flames. Investigators are now trying to figure out what started the fire. No one was injured.
Fire ravages a home in an upscale South Florida neighborhood. These flames lighting up the night sky. CBS 4's Ted Scouten live in Parkland with the latest. Ted.
Yeah, Joy, this is one of those neighborhoods that has those really big, sturdy homes. This is what we're talking about, just to give you an idea. Homes like that one right over there. But still, this fire did a real number on it. Fire and heavy smoke erupt in this upscale gated community. It was around 3 in the morning when fire trucks rushed into exclusive Parkland aisles. They were in a race for time as fire ripped through this home.
It appears that a majority of the damage in the building is in the rear of the house, which is where the bedrooms are located. Again, that's just speculation where it may have started, but that is where a majority of the fire damage is, which sometimes is indicative of where that fire actually started.
Knocking this fire down was not easy. No one was home when it started, and when neighbors finally noticed trouble, the flames were all over the place in the walls and attic, making it very difficult to put down.
Damage inside is very significant. The fire damage as well as smoke damage. It seems that every room in the home has been damaged by either fire or smoke.
Neighbors are, however, very grateful that the fire did not leap from one house to another. And if nothing else, they tell us a blaze like this one is a good reminder to make sure that everything's in order in your home.
It makes you wonder, and you kind of like want to make sure you check your smoke detectors and things of that nature.
Sure. Certainly some very good advice there. Right now, the good news is that no one was injured. Investigators still trying to pinpoint the exact cause of the fire. We're live in Parkland. I'm Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Hialeah Church is mourning the loss of 2 young members killed in a tragic crash. 22-year-old Michelle Lavalle and 15-year-old Susana Alvarez died when the SUV they were in crashed Saturday night. 8 members of their Hialeah Church were heading to Orlando when they crashed about 25 miles north of Yeehaw Junction on the Florida Turnpike. 16-year-old Rachel Gill remains hospitalized in critical condition right now. 5 other people in the SUV at the time of the crash are expected to be okay.
A South Florida caregiver is arrested, accused of abusing a disabled woman. 24-year-old Tara Henry is charged with causing permanent disfigurement to a resident at the Skyline Group home in North Miami Beach. Henry, an employee of United Cerebral Palsy, was reportedly caught on surveillance camera pushing the 22-year-old victim to the floor, causing her to break a tooth and split her lip. Henry then reportedly walks away without offering medical attention.
A man accused of gunning down his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend heads to court today. A judge denying bond for Nicholas Dominique. Police say Dominique shot to death Dwayne Clemenson when he arrived at his girlfriend's house in Miramar to take her out on a date Saturday night. Dominique is charged with first-degree murder and will remain in the Broward County Jail.
It was a death that shocked our community. A baby starved to death. Today in a Miami courtroom, the trial begins for the child's parents charged in their daughter's death. CBS 4's Susan Barnett live in Miami where jury selection got underway today. Susan.
Well, Joy, accused parents Joseph and Lamoy Anderson have been in court this morning along with 50 men and women, several of whom will decide their fate. And so far this morning, it's been pretty straightforward in court, with the judge telling the group everything that a juror in this case would need to know.
Anything you saw on television that would make you feel like you're leaning towards one side or another, or that would affect where you would not be able to presume Mr. and Mrs. Anderson innocence law requires.
A pool of 50 potential jurors listened as Judge Stanford Blake explained the duties of jurors in the manslaughter and child neglect trial of Joseph and Lamoy Anderson, accused of starving their 6-month-old daughter, Weya, to death back in 2003.
This case must be tried solely upon the evidence. You will hear from witnesses who are going to testify.
The Andersons, who followed a diet of mostly raw foods, are planning a defense which will argue the baby girl died from a genetic disorder, not malnutrition.
Sometimes fortunately we have like lost animals.
The couple's 2 sons, seen here in an earlier interview, will testify from an alternate location via closed-circuit television because psychologists argue it would be too traumatic for the boys to appear in front of their parents.
That being that if his parents see him testify and that they're not in jail, they will lie to the authorities and go out, pretend to go shopping, and come and kill him instead.
Now, jury selection really is just getting started at this point this morning, but once the jury is chosen, Judge Blake told the potential candidates that testimony will begin, and this case should begin to wrap up by late next week. Live outside the Metro Justice Building in Miami, Susan Barnett, CBS 4 News.
A developing story now out of Tampa today. A dramatic rescue at the port of Tampa. A worker got stuck in a tanker this morning. Rescue crews had to cut a hole in the side of that tanker in order to get the dock worker out. Unknown at this point if that worker was injured.
A day of deadly airstrikes in Iraq. U.S. warplanes and helicopters bombing 2 villages near Ramadi. The military says about 70 militants died. The violence comes the day after Iraq's historic vote on a new constitution. The counting is being done by hand to make sure there are no mistakes. The final results will not be known for several days. Now, the charter appears likely to pass, but there is still a risk that Sunni opposition will derail it.
There's a miracle. An earthquake ravaged Pakistan. 8 days after the tragedy, this young girl is pulled from the rubble of her collapsed home. The girl's name is not yet known. Her brother walked several miles to find help, returning with soldiers who pulled the girl to safety. The massive earthquake has left more than 50,000 people dead in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India.
In China, 2 astronauts are home safe and sound after completing a 5-day mission orbiting the Earth. The flight was only China's 2nd manned mission, as that nation works to develop a space program of its own. Now, if all goes as planned, China hopes to conduct a spacewalk in the year 2007.
Still ahead on CBS 4 News at noon, Senator Ted Kennedy helps with a risky water rescue off Hyannisport.
Counselors and clergy at a Wisconsin high school helping students deal with the loss of 5 students in a terrible bus crash.
And the nation's National Zoo's new panda cub finally has a name. We're going to tell you what it is.
It's October. That means baseball. And only one choice for news at 10.
I'm Jennifer Santiago. Have your man looking like $1 million. Pinstripe or plain, 2 or 3 buttons. Always have him looking like he should be on the cover of GQ with a hot suit. What's in and what's out, and what do the stars like to wear? That plus all the day's news, weather, and sports tonight on UPN 33 News at 10.
Did you know you can still buy low-priced Florida land? Our properties start at $36.50 per acre. Come to our special Florida acreage sale this weekend. You could live here and commute 40 miles to work in Tallahassee. You could vacation or retire here and spend your days fishing 29 miles away in the Gulf, or taking a short walk to the Osceola River, or farming and hunting on your own large acreage. I'm Jim Jean. Call me and my family for details at 1-800-722-GENE.
There's so much information to absorb about the new Medicare Part D coverage and so many questions. What's covered? What is it going to cost? And what about those gaps? So here's a simple solution. Care Plus. Care Plus always offered extensive prescription benefits. That isn't going to change. And Care Plus will cover those gaps. No worries. So take control. Call Care Plus. Get the choices you want plus the answers you need.
Dr. Dr. Phil takes on the stalkerazzi.
Paparazzi are looking to get them the worst way they look.
Getting a picture at any price is worth money.
Are you kidding me? Next, Dr. Phil. Today at 3 on 4. If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy telling his story today after trying to rescue a group of trapped fishermen.
CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez joins us now with this story. Yusila.
Well, the senator was at home when he spotted the men fishing on the jetty that's located right at the tip of the Kennedy compound. Well, he immediately jumped into a 13-foot boat and into action. You called 911?
Well, we have the local number, and we call the fire department, yeah.
He chuckles now, but it was no laughing matter Sunday morning for Massachusetts Senator Edward Kennedy.
Blustery day down here, and there were some people out on the breakwater with a very, very high sea and increasing tide.
The senator and his wife saw the fishermen struggling on the breakwater from their home. Wind gusts were more than 35 miles per hour, and high tide was closing in. The senator jumped into a boat and went in for the rescue.
I came down here and with a friend went out there, trying to urge these fellows to get off, but as soon as I got out there and got close to them, I could see the fire department.
Rescue 2 people at a time.
That's when firefighters signaled to the senator to let him know they were taking over.
He thought he'd do the prudent thing and run out there and take care of business, but when he got back on the shore, he says, "You guys can take care of that."
This couple visiting from Maryland were impressed with the senator's efforts.
That makes him more down to earth. One wouldn't know that.
As for Kennedy, he says he was just being a good neighbor.
People that were out there, they had fishing poles, but this wasn't a good day for fishing. A lot of good fishing out here, but today I don't think was a day for it.
Well, fortunately, the men were not seriously injured. They were actually taken to the hospital for mild hypothermia. Yusila Ramirez, CBS 4 News.
Crisis counselors and clergy are on hand at a Wisconsin high school after a deadly bus crash. The bus was returning from a marching band competition early yesterday when it hit a jackknife tractor trailer blocking an interstate. The school's band director and 4 others were killed in this crash. 30 more were hurt.
Everybody was asleep. It was 2 o'clock in the morning and we were all really tired. I got shoved under the seat by the force of the hit. They tried to keep us away from the front of the bus because it was really bad.
Investigators say the crash happened on a curve in the highway and they don't think the bus driver had time to stop.
Seniors at a private Catholic high school in New York are outraged after school officials canceled their prom. The principal issued a statement saying he's heard enough stories about seniors who spend $10,000 to rent houses in the Hamptons, have cocktail parties, limos loaded with liquor, booze, and cruises. Now the kids say they shouldn't be punished for something last year's seniors did. Their parents are planning to organize a prom for them.
Cancel the prom. The National Zoo's new panda finally has a name, Taishan. It means peaceful mountain in Chinese. 44% of the voters chose it in the zoo's naming contest. The cub was born back in July, but out of observance for Chinese tradition, he didn't get his name until 100 days after his birth. Taishan will probably wait for his public debut until sometime in December.
Very cute. Next on CBS 4 News at noon, more on Tropical Storm Wilma and our beautiful forecast with Elizabeth Hart.
Is the Tomb Raider becoming a Bond girl? The scoop on Angelina Jolie's possible new role.
Dan Marino's bus arrives at Dolphin Stadium ahead of his Hall of Fame celebration. We'll have much more tonight on CBS 4 News First at 5.
Right now, today's Hispanic Heritage Month trivia question of the day. Who was the first Hispanic to win an Academy Award for Best Actor? Anthony Quinn, Benicio del Toro, or Jose Ferrer? That answer after the break.
How could pouring a cup of coffee cause this?
It was like a smoke bomb going off.
Find out exactly how it happens and why it could make you sick.
It just blew my mind.
Thermos Threat, tonight at 5 and 11 on CBS 4 News.
Looking for news at 10, but finding baseball instead? Click over to UPN 33 and check out the hottest 10 o'clock newscast in town.
Watching a tropical wave.
Police are looking for this suspect.
UPN 33 exclusive.
UPN 33 News at 10. Watch it tonight.
Know that premenopausal women who include soy in their diet may decrease the risk for breast cancer?
That's because broccoli sprouts and tofu from Lisa Foods contain cancer-fighting agents.
Make Lisa Foods your primary source of health food products. Enjoy Lisa broccoli sprouts, tofu, and soy cookies on sale now. And be sure to visit lisafoods.com to register in the soy cookie sweepstakes.
When you purchase a bag of soy cookies and another Lisa product, you could enter to win valuable Publix gift cards and walk sets.
pick up Lisa Foods today at your neighborhood Publix.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
And this year, more than 200,000 new cases are expected in the United States.
But by teaming up, we can help win the battle against this deadly disease.
Join us for Breast Cancer Awareness Day, Sunday, October 23rd, when your Miami Dolphins take on the Kansas City Chiefs at Dolphin Stadium. Make sure you stop by the CBS 4 Health Watch booth and pick up important educational information.
And remember, early detection is key
for surviving breast cancer.
I'm an accountant, not a stunt driver. After 5 years with Mercury Insurance, they were there when I needed them. It feels good to know I didn't have to sacrifice service to save money.
Mercury Insurance, going the extra mile for you. For a fast, free quote, call 888-4MERCURY.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture, now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week. CBS 4 Weather is sponsored by the South Florida Water Management District, protectors of the Everglades.
Here's the answer to today's Hispanic Heritage Month trivia question. Jose Ferrer. In 1950, the Puerto Rican actor became the first Hispanic to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his starring role in Cyrano de Bergerac.
And joining us right now is Elizabeth Hart, and it sounds like we've turned the corner as far as our weather goes.
Man, it feels great out there, doesn't it? And it's not a huge difference. It's only a few degrees, but the humidity is down a little bit, and we're going to have a beautiful start to the work week. Now, what happens later in the week remains to be seen, depending on Wilma, but good stuff out there right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Temperature-wise, feels nice. Only 81 here at CBS 4, 83 in Miami, 81 in Fort Lauderdale, and 82 down in the lower Keys. We do have a brisk east-northeast breeze coming in at 12 miles per hour, and that's what's making us feel a little more comfortable. No rain today, and we're only a 5 on the stickiness scale. Okay, let's take a look at the water vapor, because there are a couple of interesting things here. Number one, you see this big batch of red extending from the western Atlantic right on down through the Florida Straits. Well, that is dry air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. So we have a nice little ridge of high pressure here setting up shop over the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to keep things relatively quiet here, at least as far as a local weather scenario for the next couple of days. But this is moisture associated with Tropical Storm Wilma, now wedged between the Central American coastline and the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, and especially the Cayman Islands. As we take a look further out into the Atlantic, we're watching a couple of other areas of disturbed weather. So we're on our W storm. That is the last one that we had on the official 2005 list. What do we do if we see another storm, which at this rate is likely? We still have to get to the end of November. Well, we're going to go to the Greek alphabet. So we might be into alpha, beta, and gamma. Hopefully not, but there are a couple things out there that may in fact develop in the next 2 days or so. You can see a little area of disturbed weather. This is about 700 miles east of the islands, and there's another one about 1,000 miles west of the Cape Verde Islands. Nothing indicating that it's going to be sort of an immediate development type scenario, but they bear watching. So how does all that factor into our forecast? Well, we'll have breezy sun out there today. In a word, just beautiful. There's a weak little front kind of sitting just to our north, and it just basically washes out. But the dry air in the mid-levels is going to keep on coming. So through the day tomorrow, we'll have a nice mix of sun and clouds. A breezy shower, certainly possible, but it will be short-lived if we see anything like that. And then through Wednesday, still pretty nice. A few storms may be popping up late in the afternoon. Humidity will start to come up just a little bit. And then by the week's end, we're thinking that Wilma is probably going to be getting closer to the Gulf of Mexico. So any impacts on South Florida may start to be felt here, at least in the increase in wind speed. And if there's any deviation from the forecast track, could have bigger impacts. So we'll keep you posted on all the developments there, but we don't have to worry about it today. Just gorgeous out there. Sun and clouds will top out near 86, which is actually seasonal for this time of the year. Bright moon out there this evening. Enjoy it. Nice and comfortable, 76 for the low. And then again, we're looking good through at least Wednesday. Thursday is when things may become a bit more active. Have a great day.
Now in our Eye and Entertainment this noon, actress Angelina Jolie may be up for some bondage. According to internet sources, Jolie, I didn't write that, may be up for the role of Russian agent Vesper Lind in the new James Bond movie. Here's what we're talking about. Now, after Daniel Craig was named the new 007 last week, there was speculation intensifying about who would play the sexy double agent in Casino Royale. Producers reportedly think that Jolie would be perfect.
Paris Hilton has reportedly auctioned off her $5 million engagement ring from ex-fiancé Paris Latsis. No, she didn't give it back. According to a British newspaper, the hotel heiress sold the stunning diamond to help Hurricane Katrina victims. The winning bidder reportedly paid less than half of what Latsis paid. Hilton called off the wedding because she claims she wasn't ready for marriage.
At least the money went to a good cause.
Yeah.
Well, the fog rolled in on top of the box office over the weekend. The ghostly bout of bad weather starring Tom Welling and Maggie Grace scared up an estimated $12.2 million. That barely outcasted last week's winner, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, with $11.7 million. In third place, Elizabethtown, starring Orlando Bloom and Kristen Dunst, took in $11 million.
South Florida's own celebrity photographer Seth Browernick from Ocean Drive magazine will be on Dr. Phil today. Seth says he's much different than the paparazzi, which has been under fire a lot recently.
Paparazzi, I don't think has as many morals as what I do. I pretty much get the consent of the celebrity. They take the shot that sells, and the shot that sells is usually a shot of them doing something not so good.
Well, he has shot many celebs who spend a lot of time here in South Florida, including J-Lo, Jessica Simpson, Carmen Electra, Gwen Stefani, Usher, and of course Shaquille O'Neal. You can see the entire interview today at 3 on Dr. Phil right here on CBS 4.
And CBS 4 News at noon will be right back.
First, a quick look at the numbers on Wall Street this noon. It's wedding week on The Insider.
Then a desperate housewife's murder on the set of CSI Miami. Plus, Muhammad Ali and Michael J. Fox, only on the next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on 4.
A girls-only weekend leaves one pool boy dead.
The victim really looks like he's been through the ringer.
3 CSIs have 3 different conclusions.
She killed Armando Diaz with a town rod.
Not according to my evidence. You're both wrong.
Can we not do this in front of the suspects?
See if you can solve this case before they do.
I think he was killed somewhere else and dumped here. Looks like our killer left a calling card. Never assume. I don't know how they did it.
How was the first step, Dave?
New CSI Miami, CBS tonight.
When I was growing up, it seemed Mom had all the answers.
That's what moms are for.
But since she's been on Medicare, finding affordable health coverage hasn't been easy.
And health care costs keep rising.
That's why you should call now and learn about Medicare Complete, the health plan that gives you more benefits than original Medicare alone, including prescription drug coverage with no deductible.
For no extra plan premium.
That may sound too good to be true.
But it is true.
A contract with the federal government makes it possible. Medicare Complete provides you with Medicare health coverage, plus full coverage for doctor visits and hospital stays, prescription drug coverage with no deductible, and dental and vision coverage, all for no extra plan premiums.
Which can help you save money.
Call now to learn how Medicare Complete can help you save and get a free exercise monitor with built-in radio. There's no obligation and nothing to lose.
What are you waiting for? Make the call.
She still has all the answers. Call now and discover Medicare Complete.
Jim Ferguson is an adventurous eater. Jim's family knows he gets terrible heartburn. But what they don't know is that minutes ago, he took Maximum Strength Pepsid AC. Maximum Strength Pepsid AC is so strong, it prevents heartburn before it starts.
People, relax. I took Maximum Strength Pepsid AC.
Now Jim and his family need never fear food.
CBS 4 Weather is sponsored by Olive Oils from Andalusia, Spain.
That's it for CBS 4 News at noon. Thanks for watching.
If you see news happening, give us a call. The hotline number, 866-658-TIPS. That's 866-658-8477.
And you can also take a picture or a video and email it to us at pix4@cbs4.com. We'll see you again on CBS 4 News starting at 5.
Have a mellow Monday.
Did you know you can still buy low-priced Florida land? Our properties start at $36.50 per acre. Come to our special Florida acreage sale this weekend. You could live here and commute 40 miles to work in Tallahassee. You could vacation or retire here and spend your days fishing 29 miles away in the Gulf, or taking a short walk to the Osceola River, or farming and hunting on your own large acreage. I'm Jim Jean. Call me and my family for details at 1-800-722-GENE.
It's Macy's Reinvent Your Home Sale with sensational savings for every room in your home. All Samsonite Silhouette luggage, 50% off. Charter Club Echo Down comforters and pillows, an extra 20% off. And get a Belgique 14-piece cookware set for just $199.99. Going on now. Macy's. Way to shop.
As part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, please join Publix and Kellogg's and help keep the promise of curing breast cancer in our lifetime.
A 25-cent donation will be made to the Komen Race for the Cure with the purchase of any Special Case cereal or bars and Smart Start cereal during the month of October. And get your Promise wristband to show your support. Look for specially marked packages of Special Case cereal and bars and Smart Start cereal.
So take charge of your health. Early detection can help save lives.
Sponsored by Kellogg's, proud sponsors of the Komen Race for the Cure.
My name's Tammy and I lost 27 pounds on LA Weight Loss.
It's the new LA Weight Loss.
My whole family is going on a Caribbean cruise and I can't wait to wear my 2 bikinis, a size 4. I started seeing results immediately. I just couldn't believe the weight was just coming off. Wow, I just never thought I'd be able to do this and I did it. Thank you, LA Weight Loss.
LA Weight Loss Centers. Call for your free consultation. 1-800-526-SLIM.
It's quite impressive.
For 3 consecutive years.
We have been recognized
by J.D. Power and Associates
for giving our patients
an outstanding experience.
The first
in the nation to achieve this distinction.
3 years in a row, it's Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital, defining quality.
Madonna, her home movies, next entertainment tonight.
2.5 Men, tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.